Hey guys, it's Angel. Welcome back to the channel. And we're here at beautiful Duxford with the new Aeroplane Heaven Hawker, Nimrod, and Fury. Now this is a Fury model we're looking at today. The Nimrod and Fury, we'll discuss the differences in a moment. The Nimrod though was the carrier-based version, and this was built in the early 1930s by Hawker Aircraft. In fact, it was designed by Sidney Cam. And in fact, if you look at that fuselage, you'll see a lot of similarities of metal at the front, fabric at the rear, that Cam liked to use on his designs, which you later saw on the Hurricane. Now, the Nimrod was carrier-based, of course, having a tailhook and other features, and the Fury was the RAF version. Now, this aircraft it has overall similarity, I should say. There was a single-seater biplane, open cockpit, fixed undercarriage, guns firing through the prop. They have an unswept constant chord rounded tip wings and unequal span with a strong stagger. So in terms of biplanes, these were very much the last biplanes in British service in a frontline fighter role. These did train during the Second World War, and obviously other biplanes served, like the Dragon Rapide and the Tiger Moth. But this was really the last mainline fighter. Powered by a V12 Rolls-Royce Kestrel, the Mark II had that was 525 horsepower, but later versions got up to 600. Had a max speed of 169 knots. It was the first RAF fighter to go through 200 miles an hour. And an impressive aircraft, all said. Guns were 2 forward-firing 303 Brownings, and it could carry up to 4 20-pound bombs. So not crazy, but not bad either. Now, this aircraft comes with 6 different liveries for the 2 versions. So the 2 versions here, including the Fury 2 and the Nimrod. So the Nimrod and the Fury 2s. Sorry, Nimrod and Fury. I have brain damage. So we have the high detail model, which is kind of expected these days. Beautiful details and features. Aeroplane Heaven's aircraft do look good, generally. We have an animated British pilot with period correct headgear and oxygen mask, which even if you use this in 2024, which it is compatible with 2020 and 2024. So you can have a pilot in it in 24 straight off the bat, not your custom one, but you can have a period one. We have an accurate starting system, which is actually pretty cool in this. Full WI sound pack, though I'll touch on some of that later. Let's take a look at it, shall we? So we have the Fury Mark 1, we have the Nimrod 2. We're going to take the Fury out for a spin today. The Nimrod, largely similar. We won't focus on that because it is very much almost the same aircraft as much as it matters to you, the simulator operator. And we're going to go and get this aircraft started, shall we? So we're taking a bit of a walk around here. We're at Duxford, which feels like a perfect spot. And it is visually pretty. I'll give them that. It's a really cool aircraft to see because we don't have many of this interwar era of fighters to play with in the sim. So it's quite nice to have some new options because we don't see a lot of biplanes really come to the sim. So it's cool seeing the development of these aircraft through to what was really the zenith of their mainline service function. And you can see that similarity to the Hurricane there, with that fabric covering there from Sidney Cam's design. Now it has a tail strut, not a tail wheel, so you are very much toe braking this thing around. And otherwise, let's get on the side. Obviously, being 2020 native, it's a port to 24, whatever your default entry key is, so Shift C for me. Back inside again. Now here's our cockpit. We have no modern accoutrements here, it's all period. Now if you click the harness button there, that will remove the period pilot and give you a stock one, or at least no pilot at all at the moment. We select it down like that. Now in terms of radio and navigation, we have our original systems, which includes the compass down here. We can get a better view of that by clicking on that square there. Gives us access to the period correct compass down here. Set our headings and our desired directions. Now, our checklists are all included. The manual is there with the aircraft as well, which is fantastic for this. It's obviously not very extensive. It's just a couple of pages, but it's often enough in this case, giving us the options for this. So we'll go through the start procedures. Now, first off, start magneto to on. Make sure our mixture is full rich, and make sure our throttle is cracked. Fuel down here is turned on, which it is. Radiator shutters will be opened fully. Now we're going to pump in the gas primer for 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But at fuel pressure. And we're going to release it into the master cock, into the actual engine. Then we're going to start spinning up our... Oh, we need to unlock this and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to the wind-up magneto. And this is my problem with this aircraft. There's no sounds for any of this, which you'd really think there would be. And if there are sounds, they kick in very late. So there's something in the sound start loop that's bugged because they're not starting properly. So it's 5 seconds on this. Then push down the red plunger on the floor. We'll turn the magnetos on, and we should get an engine start. So notice that's spinning already. And we turn the magnetos on there. And you'll hear it start to cycle up like this, and then kick in. And there were no sounds for this winding up, which you'd hear a kind of inertial starting thing kicking in. There was no sound for the fuel being released in terms of pressure from this cock being released, which is weird, really, if you think about it. So oxygen system, because yes, it had oxygen on board. So we can regulate our oxygen flow there. That's surprisingly low texture quality on that, which is odd. Not clickable. Not a lot of description in terms of how some of the functions and features work, and that is also very weird that we've got an entire open rear cockpit there. So this is weird because I can understand things not being textured from the inside, but note this. See, if I look down behind the seat, I could see out of the aircraft. And obviously it's solid, yes? So that's a little bit on the odd side, that we could just look out the back and see nothingness. But there you go. So obviously the guns and the cocking levers are not animated or functional. We have 2 radios here for your using pleasure. We'll take it for a spin, shall we? Now obviously this thing doesn't actually have parking brakes, but we'll do our best here. Now, still being a sim, I'm able to use my tail steering, but realistically we're going to be using toe brakes there. Taxi past all the cool aircraft here at Duxford. I've been around some of these, but I've been around most of those. It's weird seeing the AI spawned aircraft at the sim. This is why I normally turn off AI aircraft at the sim, because it's weird seeing like an ATR spawn at Duxford, or, you know, random caravans parked at bush strips or things that just don't make sense, or, you know, a Learjet in a bush strip. It's just weird. But you know what? Seeing as we're on the grass, we're going to go onto the grass and do this takeoff rather than using the runway itself. It seems period appropriate. In fact, we've got our grass strip to the side there. Here we are. So, powering up now to full power. She's very gentle, despite having over 500 horsepower. I'd expect much more of a pull off this aircraft. Much more kind of effort to kind of pull to one side, but it has absolutely no torque to the performance here of the aircraft. It doesn't really kind of drag it. I'd expect this to pull me to one side immediately, like when you started some of the more higher power aircraft, because it's very light with a big engine. So I'd expect lots of torque. Ooh, tanks. Very gentle to get into the air as well, considering how powerful this is. Very gentle to get up in there. Bring her around here. So, flying characteristics are good. The prop disc looks a little bit flat, I'll admit. The sounds externally are stunning. I do like that a lot. This is distinctly unique. Very unique. But the problem is, in sound, they sound crap. So this is an open-top aircraft, I'd expect it to be riotous. But exterior sounds are meaty. That's like a steak and kidney pie with wings. Yeah? Steak and kidney pie. A mushroom pie. No leek, just mushroom. Yeah. It sounds flaccid from the interior cockpit. Well, it's not awful, but it's not great. Okay, I'll give it a chicken pie. Yeah? You can have chicken pie. So she's got some good climb potential here, and watch, we'll go for some maneuvering. Roll rate's obviously not super high. It is a biplane, let's not forget. But she's pretty decent in other regards. Obviously, being a fighter, it is probably overstressing with that amount of turn. Quite nimble. And she's got a lot of pitch control, but it feels very moderated and moderately stable. She's not snapping and being wobbly on the pitch axis. So we've got 0 wind for this test flight, so I'm going to bring her down to a downwind here, and then we'll make our approach to land. It's the opposite way we came in. I really missed Duxford. I should go again. I stayed at a village just up the way over there, but I'm pretty sure it's that village over there. Last time I was here. It has 3 pubs in a village that hosts like 200 people in it. It's crazy. And I've ridden on a tank around the outside test area there at the tank portion of the museum. For those who aren't sure, Duxford is our Imperial War Museum. It's fantastic. Now obviously it's a biplane, so in most cases that means no flaps. Especially this one. Now being a biplane we can get quite slow. And you can get down quite easily. There's our runway for us. I'm a little high up, so let's change that, shall we? Drop her a side slip. Oh, very nice in the slip there. Kick it out of that. And we'll touch down here. Gentle. I'm not going to apply any brakes just yet. Maybe a touch of brakes here. Just let it settle down. So flight characteristic wise, other than lacking any major torque on takeoff, she's very, very predictable. Very nice to fly, actually. One of the biggest gripes with biplanes often is the texturing of the hoop around the cockpit. This leather covered section here. And this is a bit mediocre. I don't like this. It's quite matte and pixelated. It's not quite as leathery looking as it probably would be in real life. It looks very meek. It could be. I think that could be changed. This, like I said, a couple of little textures in places that could really be improved. Otherwise, generally pretty good on the texture front. So, this is the Fury. Oh, that sound on the exterior is stunning. Why can't I hear that in the interior? Listen to that. Absolute steak and kidney pie. Love it. Oh my god. Where is that in the interior? No. Just no. Rumble. No. Rumble. No. Let's take a look at the Nimrod, shall we? So here we are with the Nimrod, the navalised version, of course. You see the tail hook is equipped there. And we've got marine distress signal markings on here, etc., etc. It's a Fleet Air Arm Squadron aircraft, of course, in this variant. Some small differences, notably the back of the headrest there. And obviously tail hook. So let's hop inside and take a look around. Now the only real major difference in the cockpit is going to be the release lever for our tail hook. Which I'm actually not quite sure where it's located. That's pretty special. Let me go find that out for you because it should be somewhere really obvious. Tailhook control Nimrod only 22. That'll be the blue wheel. Ah. Yes, there we go. That's it down. It just pips through the floor. And you can see right there. Getting outside is so useful for this. Just down in one bob. So no worries about actually enabling it. It's nice and easy. So we'll get back in the cockpit here. We'll straighten this all up. And we'll quickly start her up and see what she's like in comparison. See if there's any differences here whatsoever. Make sure that's unlocked as well. So 1, 2... Oh, hang on. Make sure these are set right. Boom. Cracked. Off. So it's going to be... And we have some more bracing here, of course, on this version. 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It should be like a hiss of pressure releasing there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Onto this. And again, it's the start timing that bothers me with this aircraft. It just does not feel... See, there should be something. The prop's spinning here. I should be getting noise. Not when I turn the mags on, getting noise. It should not take till the mags come on. No real smoke on the startup there either. Great sounds, but no smoke. Okay. Ooh, what do those do? Ooh. What do those do? That's not written in here at all. Yeah, this isn't actually written in here. I'm very confused. These items are not listed in... What do you do? It's connected to these somehow. Maybe? I can't tell. Maybe if someone knows in the comments, do let me know in the comments what these do, but... What? Huh? I stopped my engine because of that. That's weird. We'll hit a quick control E just so I can look on the outside and get sound. Extra fuel tanks, maybe? Oh, yeah, because one in and one out. Either or. Yeah, no smoke on that start. Perhaps they're extra fuel tanks. That would make some sense, actually. Pull to open. Yeah, that sounds like fuel tanks to me. Because those would be vents up there on the top of the wing. Yeah, those S little things might be vents. Because you've got the lines coming down and around connected to all this stuff, which would be fuel lines. So yes, that would explain that. See, full throttle here. I've got no rudder input whatsoever at all. My rudder's perfectly straight. And she's, okay, no, she's straightening out. Okay. Completely straightening out. I've got no inputs whatsoever at all. Completely neutral here. Just going to trim back a little bit and... just take it off a trim. No inputs whatsoever on a 500 and plus horsepower V12 engine. And it just took off with a little touch of trim. That feels wrong to me. Nothing that says V12 should be that tame. We'll take her for a little bit of a buzz here and see what she'll do when I abuse her. Ooh. Pull that up first, though. It's normally an F-15 part, just about there, in front of this section of the museum. Concorde is in there, and I suspect the Victor is in there because it's getting restored at the moment. And the Mozzie's in there too. I did get the chance in 2014 when the Canadian Memorial Flight Lancaster was in England on tour that year. I saw it fly with the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight Lancaster here at Duxford, their summer show. And I got to see them both fly with not just a flight of 12 Spitfires and Hurricanes, but also with Sally B, the only flying B-17 in Europe that's based here at Duxford, and she played Memphis Belle in the 2008 movie. So I got to see a B-17 flying formation with 2 Lancasters with a brace of fighters around them. How many Merlins and Pratt & Whitney engines was absolutely stunning. I loved it. Let's see just how short this thing can land. We won't faff very much longer, so I'm just going to do a bit of a keyhole turn here, bring her around. Yeah, those 2 fuel toggles are not mentioned in the description, so... Now, getting this is price-wise $24. It cost me £16 on Just Flight. You can get it on Orbex soon. It's not available for Europeans on Orbex yet, but Americans can, and then Just Flight's website, sorry, Aeroplane Heaven's website, but you cannot buy it if you're in Europe from there. Just Flight you can, £16. Cheap, to be fair. Decent-ish price for what you're getting here. The sounds need to be fixed, because I don't like the fact the sounds only kick in after the starter already engages. That feels wrong. The start sequence is good, and if you screw that start sequence up, it will not work. You have to do those steps. Which is a step up in terms of an Aeroplane Heaven aircraft's function, because it's actually working. So there's things to fix on this, but it's not awful, actually. There we go. Gentle little stop. All back on my stick here, to my chest. There we go. Stop her here. Bring her off the runway. I could see myself using Duxford for a few more test flights. This is a good spot to use. Right, we'll bring her into park over here. I actually got to see, when I came one morning to this place, there was a Junkers 52 parked out on the ramp that was here for a Menair show. A functional one. Beautiful thing seeing that in the dawn of the morning. And we are parked. Well, that is Just Flight's... Not Just Flights, sorry. That is Aeroplane Heaven's Nimrod and Fury. Genuinely not bad. Works great in 24 as it does in 2020. I'm actually pretty much not disappointed with that one. I like it. There are things that need to be fixed. The sounds, notably, and there's a couple of texture bugs that I don't think are particularly good, but they can be fixed. Also, the Armory has the cafe in it. That's a great place to go. And the gift shop. Very important to know. But whilst you guys think about interwar year fighters, I am going to go play on the Avro Lancaster playset in the playground. See? There's even a rear gunner's position there. You can climb up inside here. Oh, look, here's the cockpit. See? This is... yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!